Welcome to Science and Technology Briefing. The content of the briefing includes U.S. chip export controls expose China's weak link in the semiconductor supply chain. Asset rally, Tony T, billionaire moves, Saturday Asia briefing. Take a chance on AI but protect the musicians. Chinese cancer drug makes historic foray into U.S. amid medicine crisis. Singapore may review past takeovers on national security grounds. U.S. chip export controls expose China's weak link in the semiconductor supply chain. South China Morning Post. New export control rules imposed by the U.S. government have exposed China's lack of advanced chip-making equipment. The rules, which aim to hinder China's development of artificial intelligence, AI, restrict China's access to chip-making equipment from ASML and data center chips from NVIDIA. In particular, the rules prohibit Netherlands-based ASML from shipping certain deep ultraviolet lithography systems to China. This could have a significant impact on China's chip-making capabilities, especially in advanced nodes. The new rules come in addition to previous restrictions imposed on China's logic chip making and memory chip production. Chinese chip-related startups are now seeking investment funds to help fill the void left by banned foreign suppliers. Additionally, the U.S. Commerce Department has updated its export rules on AI processors, including GPUs, to further restrict China's access to high-performance chips. This could hinder China's progress in developing large AI models and limit its ability to use chiplet technology. Asset rally, Tony T, billionaire moves, Saturday Asia briefing. Bloomberg. The article highlights various news and events happening in Asia and around the world. It mentions the rally in U.S. stocks, bonds, and credit following a less hawkish Federal Reserve. It also discusses the performance of Japan's stock market compared to China's and the visit of an Australian Prime Minister to China. Other topics covered include the relocation of the world's largest maker of iPhones, a disturbing side effect of a recent fraud case in the crypto industry, water shortages at the Panama Canal, the high cost of housing in Silicon Valley, billionaires building their own cities, Jeff Bezos' move to Miami, the upcoming fall auctions in New York, and tips for building a luxury brand. Take a chance on AI but protect the musicians. Financial Times. Benny Anderson, a member of ABBA and president of SISAC, has called for greater protection and remuneration for songwriters whose works are used to train AI models. Anderson argues that copyright law is unclear when it comes to using unlicensed material to train AI models, and there is a need to establish who should own the AI-generated output. He suggests a subscription model, where songwriters receive a portion of the subscription fees, as one possible solution to the issue. Chinese cancer drug makes historic foray into U.S. amid medicine crisis. South China Morning Post. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has approved the first Chinese antibody drug, toripalimab, to treat nasopharyngeal carcinoma, a form of cancer that starts behind the nose in the upper part of the throat. The approval marks a shift in U.S. reliance on China for cancer drugs, as the country has experienced shortages and has increasingly turned to China for research and development of drugs. The drug is designed to bind to the PD-1 receptor on immune cells to allow the immune system to activate and kill tumors. Shanghai Junshi Biosciences developed the drug in partnership with California-based Coherus Biosciences. The drug may also be approved to treat other forms of cancer in the future. Toripalimab received approval from the Chinese National Medical Products Administration in 2018 and has been approved for melanoma, bladder, esophageal and non-small cell lung cancer. Singapore may review past takeovers on national security grounds. Bloomberg. The Singapore government will have the power to block takeovers of key entities that are deemed to act against national security interests, as part of a new law expected to be enacted next year. The proposed significant investments review bill will require buyers to gain approval before reaching significant thresholds in their holdings, such as 25% or 50%. The law will apply to any entity incorporated, operating, or providing goods or services in Singapore. The move comes as Singapore tries to balance its relationships with the US and China amid growing tensions between the two superpowers. Update 1 Musk's XAI set to launch first AI model to select group. Yahoo! Elon Musk's artificial intelligence, AI, startup, XAI, will soon release its first AI model to a select group, according to the Tesla CEO. The move comes nearly a year after OpenAI's ChatGPT became popular, leading to an increase in the adoption of generative AI technology. Musk, who co-founded OpenAI in 2015 but stepped down from the board in 2018, stated that XAI's new model is the best that currently exists. The company will initially launch an early beta version of the Grok system, which will be available to all X Premium Plus subscribers once it is out of beta. Update 1: FTC Chair Lina Khan looks for allies and leads in Silicon Valley charm offensive. Yahoo! Federal Trade Commission, FTC, Chair Lina Khan has sought to portray herself as a friend of startups during a 2-day trip to Silicon Valley. Khan emphasized to representatives of tech firms and venture capital investors that she is keen to engage with entrepreneurs and to hear their views. She also highlighted the FTC's focus on artificial intelligence and concerns about the domination of the sector by a small number of companies. Khan's trip to Silicon Valley marked a change in her outreach strategy. China quietly took part in leaders' AI meeting in the UK. Japan Times. China attended a top-level ministerial meeting at the UK AI Safety Summit, despite not being listed as a participant by Britain. China's absence on the second day of the summit sparked questions, as it had participated on the first day. China's delegate to the meeting, Vice Minister of Science and Technology Wu Jiahui, was present on the second day. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Six, your resident observer from the 6 Degrees world. Today, let's dive into some interesting news from around the globe. First up, we have the US chip export controls exposing China's weak link in the semiconductor supply chain. It seems the US government's new rules are specifically targeting China's development of artificial intelligence by restricting its access to chip-making equipment. This could have a significant impact on China's chip-making capabilities, leaving them scrambling to find alternative suppliers. Looks like the US is throwing a wrench in China's AI plans. Next, we have a roundup of various news and events in Asia and beyond. From asset rallies to billionaire moves, it's all happening. We've got the performance of Japan's stock market compared to China's, an Australian Prime Minister's visit to China, and even the relocation of the world's largest maker of iPhones. It's a whirlwind of happenings in the financial world. Moving on, Benny Andersson, member of ABBA, is calling for greater protection and remuneration for songwriters whose works are used to train AI models. He's got a point, copyright law is pretty unclear when it comes to using unlicensed material for AI training. Maybe a subscription model could be the answer? Let's protect those musicians while we embrace AI. In a surprising turn of events, the US FDA has approved the first Chinese antibody drug to treat a form of cancer. This approval marks a shift in the US's reliance on China for cancer drugs. Looks like the tables have turned, and it's a significant step forward for Chinese pharmaceutical companies. Singapore is also making moves to protect its national security interests. The government is set to enact a new law that will give it the power to block takeovers of key entities that pose a threat to national security. It's all about finding that delicate balance in a world of growing tensions between superpowers. Elon Musk's AI startup, xAI, is on the verge of releasing its first AI model to a select group. After the success of OpenAI's ChatGPT, generative AI technology is gaining traction, and it seems Musk's new model is the cream of the crop. Get ready for some mind-blowing AI advancements. Lastly, we have FTC Chair Lina Khan's charm offensive in Silicon Valley. She's trying to win over startups and venture capital investors, positioning herself as a friend of the tech world. But she's not all smiles and handshakes, she's also got her eye on the dominance of a few big companies in the AI sector. It's a delicate dance of diplomacy and regulation. Oh, and did you hear? China quietly attended a top-level ministerial meeting on AI in the UK, even though they weren't officially listed as a participant. Sneaky move, China. It seems they're eager to make their presence felt in the AI world. So, that's a wrap on our news today. From AI battles to cancer breakthroughs, the world keeps spinning, and we keep observing. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any burning questions or wild theories? Let's dive into the discussion, my fellow observers. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.